Hey, what's cracking? How are you doing today? I hope this video finds you doing well. Hope you're on top of the world. But I always like to start at the beginning of my videos by taking a moment and thinking about a few ways in our life that we're blessed, a few things that we're thankful for. It can be anything. The whole goal is to reset and change our perception on the day. So if this day isn't going your way, or even if it is, uh, think about a few things. Usually people pick someone that they love. I asked someone once to list things they're blessed with in the comments, and everyone picked someone else. And we'll pick someone we love over anything. And when you do pick someone you love, you choose that as a blessing in your life. You also owe that person, you have an obligation to them to not go get in trouble, to not hurt yourself. Because if you do go commit a crime, you can bet they're going to pay for it just like you do. And that's what this videos are all about. If it's the first time you've joined my channel, my name's Ricky Dye, and I went to prison when I was 15 years old. And I was there for over 20 years, 20 and a half. And I was in all the roughest places. And I've been trying to use these videos, hopefully to discourage someone from making the same mistake I did, save other families, victims' families. And so many people get hurt when you commit a crime. There's never a time when no one gets hurt. Someone always gets hurt. And you also get hurt in so many ways. And that's what these videos are about. So hopefully, if you're thinking about doing something wrong, thinking about hurting yourself, you can listen to these videos and realize that your life could be a lot worse. If anybody could just ball up and say that, life's just too hard, it would be me. But I don't do that. And I'm happy. Every single day of my life, I talk about how happy I am. And you can do that too. But it's a simple matter of perspective. If you get up thinking you can conquer the world, feeling like everything's going your way, you're going to do well. And if you get up looking at what you don't have, thinking about what everybody else has, you're not going to have a good day. And it's just that simple. So we like to change the channel at the beginning of the video. Just like you would if you're listening to the radio and a song was playing you didn't like. We change the channel. It's just that simple. It really is. Before I get started on my video, I want to thank John Hood. John Hood Adams. You know why? He made a donation for the channel. I said I wasn't going to talk about how much anyone donated to the channel, but he did. It was a nice donation. And it couldn't have come at a better time. This month is my wife and I's 13th anniversary. I've told you so many times she's the reason I'm still free. And after I make 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a live stream and have her on in case someone would like to ask some questions about her point of view. I said I need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours watched. We're over 2,000 hours watched, and I asked my wife, she thought I could get to 500 subscribers by today, and I'm at 640. So I'm sure we will get to 1,000. It's just going to take a little time. So I'm going to dive right back into the McAlester, where I'm at in my story. If you followed along, you know that I'm in McAlester, Oklahoma State Penitentiary, maximum security. If you're new, I'm maximum security. I'm where they call down the hill. You start off on an orientation run called the F2 cell house. You'll have to go back a few videos to see that. But now I'm down on what's called C2. I was on C1. They just moved me around here to C2. And I've just sent a kite to these killers, a letter to these killers, telling them that I'm not going to catch out and I'm not going to be their homosexual, basically. Because I'm thinking they're giving me these joints and doing it because they're trying to turn me into their homosexual, basically. So I told you that people always, they come and people will check you out, man. Before anyone makes a move on you of any kind, they're going to come to you and they're going to try to talk to you. They're going to try to get to know you a little bit, see what kind of person you are. Are you going to throw a fit? Are you going to fight real quick? Are you going to try to find your way out of a fight? People want to see what kind of person you are before they make an approach on you. So now these guys, they've been sending me those joints and stuff and wouldn't tell me who was sending them. And I find out now that they've been giving them to me because of a friend of mine from another place. But they didn't tell me that at first. But now in the process of doing all this, they felt me out. Now, they know I'm not gay. They know that I got a chip on my shoulder. I've told them I'm not going to catch out. So now they don't have to worry about me. If they put some more pressure on me, now they won't have to worry about me running and telling the police on them. Because I told them I won't catch out. So whether they really believed I wouldn't or not, they know that I'm in this place and I'm scared, but so far I've made it around here and I'm acting like I'm going to stand up for myself. When DP When I had the deal with the TV, DP told me, you know, there's a list of killers there that could eat my lunch. And so now I'm dealing with 4 of the top 10. And there is no way around this. So I told you that they were making homebrew and stuff. So now I'm not getting along with my cellie Edward too well. Me and him were good friends, and we were in cells together over at Lexington. My girlfriend is kin to his brother. But now that he got up there on that top bunk and wasn't nothing to do, he ain't gonna be a witness to my murder, basically. I don't think too much of him anymore. So he's about to get moved around to 3 anyhow, so I start trying to figure out who they might let me move in with. And the one good thing about McAllister is most places, they won't let you move who you want to move in with you and all that. Those what they're considered happy moves. But in McAllister, because you're going to be there a long time, they kind of try to let you live with who you want to be with because you spend so much time together. You don't get out of that cell for anything at all. And the thing is, you can be in a cell, 3 cells from people right down the run from you and have no idea anything about them or who they are. You're that locked down that if they're in a different cell, you'll never know them. And back then, there was no brotherhoods really. There was one, but it was real low key, and there weren't a lot of people in it. But the way things got took care of back then, those 4 guys that were on the run, that had control of the run, those 4 killers, DP, Alec, Ed, and Jack, those guys had control of that unit more or less. Okay, but if somebody else wanted to get you because they couldn't get a cell with you, if you tell them you don't want to live with that person, it'd be hard to get into your cell and get you if you didn't come direct. So what they do is they'll put a hit on you. So all of a sudden you could be sitting there. You have to be real careful who you live in a cell with, because at any time, one of you could get a kite, a letter from someone saying that you need to take care of your cell partner. So in other words, you got to beat him until someone can't live in that cell. And you'll get a kite saying that you need to beat your cell partner out. And if you don't, then you're next. So then what you going to do, man? You're sitting there, you're trying to get through your time, and you get a kite from someone, and these guys are rough. You know they're going to stab you, and they will put a hit on you next if you don't try to get your cell partner. So what do you do then? Now, that's a terrible, terrible place. And that happens, man. While I was there was a guy whose cell partner beat him almost to death with a radio, with one of those, with a boom box. Beat him almost to death with it. So that's one thing that can happen to you while you're in McAllister. Someone put a kite on you, tell you got to kill your cell partner or beat your cell partner out. If not, you're next. Put one on you for the next person. You guys can stay together. As long as you're in a cell together, you'll be safe. But as soon as you move, both of you got a hit on you. The next cell you move in, you don't know who you might end up in a cell with. You might think you're all right with them, and then they get you. So really, now that Edward has shown me that he's not going to stand up for me, there's not anyone here that I can trust. McAllister, I'm in McAllister. I'm sitting here. I'm 18 years old. I'm in the most dangerous place that there is that I know of. At the time I was there, Oklahoma State Penitentiary was number 3 most dangerous prison in the United States. And OSR, which is Granite, was number 5. And I was at both of them where they were on at that level. And I just can't imagine being any more scared. If you could imagine when you're fight and flight, it goes off when you're afraid. Something happens that makes you afraid. But it never goes off there. You never get to shut that button off, man. Even when it comes time to go to sleep, you lay there and worry about what's going to happen the next day. But you're just locked in the cell day after day after day after day. You never go anywhere. You never do anything. You might get out and get chained up and go out to a bigger cage than the one you're in for an hour with a few people. But when you go out there, people don't really want to play basketball because they're afraid of causing trouble. I have played, got scars on me from it, because it's like playing football, but with a basketball. And everybody's rough. And no one is thinking about fighting. Everyone is thinking about killing. And nobody wants to be there, but everybody's thinking, if I get into it, I got to kill them. If I get into it, I got to kill them. That's the way everyone thinks. So now I still owe DP and him $15. So what I ended up doing, I ended up moving in a cell with a guy named Ozzy. Ozzy was doing 20 years, and he had been locked up for about 10. At the time, I was in a juvenile center for 5 months, certified as an adult, county jail, year and 5 months. Then I was at Lexington a year, and now I'm at OSP, and I've been here probably about 6 months. About 5 months by the time I'm on C2. And Edward, I don't like him anymore. I don't trust him anymore, so I move in with Ozzy. And main reason I moved in with Ozzy, he was okay. I got along with him out in the rec yard, but he was a tattoo artist. So my excuse was moving in with Ozzy was that he was going to do tattoos on me. But the main reason I moved in with Ozzy is because Ozzy was a little smaller than me. And I felt a little safer moving in with Ozzy, but I didn't say that was the reason why. So I moved in with Ozzy, and I told you they were making homebrew that night whenever I sent them that kite in the last video. So now what they do is they come to me. Now they know I won't tell. They want me to make homemade brew for them. So what happens is they're the rum men. They have guys in the kitchen. So what happens is every once in a while you'll have oranges for lunch or breakfast or something. And they'll get people to let them keep it off their tray. And they'll keep all the ones off the extra tray. So what you need is to make 5 gallons of homebrew. You need 3 gallons of either tomato puree, which sometimes they can get the guys in the kitchen to steal for them. But that is terrible. What you really want is 3 gallons of orange juice, 2 gallons of water, a couple potatoes for starch, a little pinch of yeast, and you need 1 pound of sugar to 1.5 pounds of sugar for every gallon. So they'll pay some guys that work in the kitchen to stuff it in the food carts. Okay, so the guys that work in the kitchen, they'll get all the trays ready, put them on the food cart, and then one guy that works in the chow hall, he will push that food cart over to the unit that they're going to feed it on. And then the rum man will take the cart, and he'll take it around. He'll get the trays, and he'll bring them around to each cell. So they'll pay them to tape that sugar up underneath the cart. So when it gets there, it's underneath there. Then DP pays for it. Now he's got all these materials. He's got 7 pounds of sugar, 3 pounds of orange juice. I sat in there and I had to take all these oranges and squeeze them out, squeeze them out, squeeze them out. Half an orange at a time till I get me and Ozzy, till we get enough for 3 gallons of juice, 2 gallons of warm water. Okay, so then we take it all and we put it all in a big trash bag, the big heavy-duty trash bag. Put it all in that trash bag, shake it up real good. A little piece of yeast, potatoes, that'll get it started. What's best if you have some oranges just setting for a while before you put it all together, that'll make it even better. If they started to ferment, that'll make it even better. And so we put it all in this big trash bags, shake it up, and then you got to let it be still and don't ever shake it again. You know, put it inside another trash bag to double it, and then you put a knot in the bottom of the trash bags to keep it from busting. And then what you have to do to make sure the guards don't smell it is, we'll get a piece of hose off of one of the milk bags. If you've ever seen one of those milk bags, they have a little white hose on them. We take that hose off, stick it down into the trash bag, but not inside the liquid, above the liquid, and have it tied off to where any of the burps and stuff that come off that beer will go through that hose, out of that hose. And then we take that hose and stick it down into a bottle of cleaning agent, whether it's Pine Sol, Lysol, bleach, whatever. We'll find something real strong, stick that hose down there. So all the air that burps off that bag will come off and go down into that cleaning agent and then come out, and it don't stink. So all we have to do is me and Ozzy, we just have to stay in our cell for 5 days. Don't come out for rec. We just have to stay in, because if we stay in, they're not going to shake our cell down as long as they don't smell anything. So we'll make sure that any time that it's close to count, we never open that bag up or anything. Always keep it closed up till after they count, and then we'll take it out, squeeze the air off, make sure it comes through that bottle so it don't stink real bad. And what you have to do is you have to heat water up in pop cans. You take toilet paper and you can roll it in a certain way on the edge of your toilet where you can set it on fire and it doesn't smoke. There's a certain way you can roll the toilet paper where it doesn't smoke. And you set it on fire and you heat your hot water with a pop can, because it doesn't have hot water in the cell. Heat your hot water with a pop can, and then you pour it in a shampoo bottle. So you have, they're real hot. Those shampoo bottles have real hot water in them. So you do that and you stuff it around those trash bags to keep that beer hot, keep it real warm. Because it has to be warm or it won't cook. And then you'll take your blanket and your Celly's blanket, wrap it all up in that, and shove it back in the corner underneath your bed. It takes about 5 days for it to make. And then once it does make, the way you measure it is you get 5. If you see those coffee cups they sell at Love's and stuff, a regular coffee cup with the handle, you get 5 of those in a gallon is the way it's sold. 5 of those make a gallon or close to it. It's the way it's sold. 5 of those a gallon. Each cup is $4. So you get $20 off each gallon. 5 gallons, you make $100. And the deal is whoever sets on the beer gets half. Whoever gets the stuff gets the other half. But I've never really been a drinker. I tried 1 cup, and the orange juice stuff really wasn't too bad. But it is really strong. The puree stuff, the tomato puree, is just terrible. But you can even make it with straight potatoes without no puree or juice. You just have to have a lot of potatoes. And you can even make it even better than that. So what you can do with it after that is you can take a gallon of it at a time. You can take a gallon and set it inside 2 large trash bags. And a stinger is something that you plug it in the wall. It has an electrical cord, and at the end it has a coil at the bottom, and you drop that coil into your coffee cup or whatever you're trying to cook, and it'll boil. Okay? They sell them. They're called a stinger. If you want to look one up, a stinger. Okay, so you can take that, run that wire into your trash bag, set it inside that gallon of beer, and make it boil it. And everything that boils out, all the steam that boils off, that is straight whiskey. And everything that boils off, and it'll come down and it'll run down the sides of the bag and to the bottom of the bag, and then you could take that, but you won't get nowhere near that gallon bag. You'll get maybe a 4th or 5th of that bag, but that will be straight whiskey, and that sells for a lot more. So I'm going to cut this video here at 16 minutes. Told you how we're making beer. So now these 4 killers, they've got me making their beer. I don't really drink beer, so they're buying it back from me. So I'm out of debt with them. Don't owe them anything anymore. I got my TV. I'm living with Ozzy. Things are going all right. These guys are coming over here now. They are giving me a hard time about the homosexual stuff. But they've come to me now and they said, hey, man, Billy told us that you're a good kid. Your mama raised you right. We're going to finish raising you right. Said, we know you ain't going to catch out. Said, we know you ain't a homosexual. Said, you ain't got to be homosexual. But the one thing we're going to tell you, if you do decide to be the best you can be. Like, I'm going to decide to be a homosexual. And they want to make sure that if I do, I want to make sure I try as hard as I can to be pretty. Make sure I'm as pretty as I can be, right? Yeah, fat chance of that happening. So, they've given me their words that they're not going to force it on me. But there'll be more to come with these guys. It's not over yet. So, right now I'm on 2, but soon I'll be moving around there 3 right in the middle of them. So, since this video is at 17 minutes, I'll go ahead and stop it. But in the next video, I'm going to jump right into the next part and be moving right around there with these guys. I hope this video has found you guys well. If it hasn't, I hope that things get better for you. Thank you, John, one more time. Everyone who's hit that subscribe button, thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I need to get to 1,000, and hey, I need 4,000 watch hours, and we got about 2,055. So I need you guys to watch all those videos I put out. And please, most of all, please share them with somebody. If you know a young person that's frustrated or going through it, please share the videos with them, man. And I said that part of my goal was to get to know you and you get to know me. And I've talked to a lot of people on Messenger now. I've answered all the comments at this point. If there's anything you want to know, please do it. I really appreciate the encouragement in the comments. You guys are the reason I'm still making the videos. So may God bless, keep, and protect you and yours. Catch you in the next one. Peace out.